won't get in any more trouble.
It's a high-risk business. If you don't like it, you can always go break your back working for peanuts down at the dock.
Our family means more to you from now on than your own family.
Specifically on Mafia 2, my role was as lead writer, music supervisor, casting director, and voice director. So everything that, the look and the feel of the world, that was my responsibility. How everything sounded, the period feel of everything. So everything from the music, to the dialogue, to the score, that's what I worked on. I just didn't want to stereotype. You know, you look everywhere, you see Fat Tony on The Simpsons, you know what I mean? Like, it's very easy to fall into the stereotype thing and just have a bunch of big, loud, hairy guys just saying the F word all the time. You know, that's not what the mob is. You know what I mean? So right off the get-go, from the get-go, we said, all right, I don't want the word family in this game, honor, or respect. We're going to make a mob game without those words. Family found its way in there, but when you hear him talk about family, Vito, the main character, he's talking about his mom and his sister. He's not talking about the mob. So, kind of like Goodfellas, they never used the word family once, really. I mean, I grew up in New York. I mean, I grew up in the same neighborhoods where the mob's kids grew up, and it's like, it's just every day, you know, these are just normal people to me. You know, and then you grow up and you meet regular people, and you're like, wow, I'm really different. And then, you know, when this project came along, they're like, yeah, we need someone to make it sound like these guys are from New York. You know anybody? So we tried a couple of writers, it didn't work out, and then they were like, well, why don't you just do it? So, it wasn't too hard for me.
Come on in, let's talk.
I need to make some real money.
Well, the period presented certain challenges, one of which there's no cell phones, there's no walkie-talkies, there's no nothing. If you're in a car, you have to have a destination, and if you want to stop and make a call, you have to go find a phone booth. So no one can ever call you, and so it presented certain design challenges when we're writing. It's much easier when you can have a character come in over the radio and be like, yeah, and you see in every game, the voice of God comes over. And so that was probably the biggest design challenge. We chose to do Empire Bay, not New York City, so we didn't have to be constrained by real-world streets and things like that. And people say, oh, you're not authentic, you're not authentic. We made our own city to make it more fun for gameplay. You know what I mean? So authenticity was a big point, that we wanted to hit there, but it wasn't an absolute. There was like two different kinds of music. We have our narrative music where it said, okay, in this scene, I want to hear Dean Martin playing in the background, or this scene is going to be driven by, a Tony Bennett song, something like that. So that was tough. We sat down with the cutscenes and we said, okay, what are we going to do here? Kind of like a director would for a movie. And then we have the rest of the music we call radio music. We have over 120 songs in the game, and you're in the car probably about a half the game or more. I really love driving, so for me it's a lot more. I love driving around the city, listening to music. So we wanted to make sure that, when a song comes on the radio, you're like, yes, I love this song. You start speeding.
I'm wondering if yous are ready to take the next step.
They're coming.
Repeat after me, Vito.
They got guns!
If I were to betray the secret of our way of life.
We specifically chose not to use celebrity talent. We wanted the characters to shine through. We didn't want the weight of the celebrity to overpower our characters. We don't say, oh, that's Robert De Niro or Al Pacino on the screen. No, that's our character talking to you. So we chose accomplished actors who weren't necessarily voice actors. People who haven't done a video game before, because I'm personally very tired of hearing the same voices in every game. So I just chose guys who were, kind of grew up near where I grew up, so they knew the accent, they knew the dialogue instantly. When they looked at it, like, oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what I would say. And the casting really, it's 3/4 of your job as a director, is getting the right actors in there. And from there, the script was recorded, it was great. I'd say my favorite part was working with 2K Czech. Work with those guys. They're so talented. They're the nicest, one of the nicest developers I've ever worked with. They made Mafia 1, but they had no attitude about it. They just came to me and said, we need someone to help us. Can you help us? This is great. We love working with you, and I love working with them. They're terrific. They're a real terrific bunch of guys. Make sure you check out Mafia 2, coming out for PC, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3, August 24th. And we've got the consumer demo also shipping in August.